అందరూ నన్ను క్షమించాలి, ఎందుకంటే నా ప్రసంగం ఇప్పుడు ఇంగ్లీష్లో ఉంటుంది. ఇక్కడ కొంతమంది కార్యకర్తలు నాయకులు కూడా వచ్చారు, వాళ్ళతో సెపరేట్గా సమావేశం ఉంటుంది కనుక అక్కడ తెలుగులో మాడతా. ఇక్కడ దేశవ్యాప్తంగా అనేక మంది పారిశ్రామికవేత్తలు వచ్చారు. సో వాళ్ళందరికీ ఆంధ్ర రాష్ట్రంలో ఏం చేస్తున్నాం, వాళ్ళ దగ్గర నుంచి ప్రభుత్వం ఆంధ్ర రాష్ట్ర యువత కోసం మనము ఏం ఆలోచిస్తున్నాం అనేది స్పష్టంగా వాళ్ళు తెలియజేయడానికి నా ప్రసంగం ఇంగ్లీష్లో చేస్తాం జరుగుతుంది. గిరీష్ తాంటి గారు, co-founder and vice chairman of Suzlon Group, Honorable Minister of Finance Payala Keshav garu, Honorable Member of Parliament Ambika Lakshminarayan garu, Honorable MLA Kalva Srinivas garu, Honorable MLA Surendra Babu garu, Honorable MLA Prasad garu, Jilla Collector Anand garu, Ajay Kapoor, CEO of Suzlon Group, senior representatives of Suzlon, industry leaders, government officials, my dear friends, a very warm good evening. It is a pleasure for me to be here in Anantapur and to lay foundation to the next phase of growth in our renewable energy journey. Because it is not merely about a project. For us, this is a statement of confidence from the entire renewable energy ecosystem that yes, Andhra Pradesh is back, Andhra Pradesh is ready, Andhra Pradesh will be number one in renewable energy sector. This belief matters a lot for us. As all of you know, between 2019 and 2024, as my colleague just shared, in 5 years, only 6 megawatts of renewable energy capacity was added. Our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has a bold vision. He wants India to be self-reliant in energy, all forms of energy. And I believe that renewable energy will play a very, very important role. And this confidence, this vote of confidence from Girish Bhai is very, very important for Andhra Pradesh and for India to take forward this journey. Today is also about renewing our relationship with Suzlon. Suzlon as a company trusted Andhra Pradesh way back in 2014. One meeting between the leadership of Suzlon and our Chief Minister triggered an investment into manufacturing in the great state of Andhra Pradesh. Today, when we talk about Suzlon, it is important to talk about a legend in the entire wind ecosystem. That is none other than the late Tulsi Tanti garu. He believed in renewable energy before even India understood renewable energy. He believed that we don't need to depend on Germany or Europe to create self-reliance in wind energy. That bold vision created Suzlon. That bold vision has ensured that we can engineer world-class windmills here in India and we can manufacture them in the great state of Andhra Pradesh. It is his vision that we are taking forward today. Anantapur facility, which was inaugurated in 2016, has a capacity of 1.2 gigawatt and creates direct and indirect employment of close to 2,000 jobs, and 70% of them are from the district of Anantapur. This for me is very, very exciting. It's not merely an investment into a district. It is about bringing manufacturing into a district. It is about bringing the entire ecosystem into the district. And it is important that we provide jobs to the youth of Anantapuram district. Suzlon is a company that put India on the global wind energy map. But Suzlon as a company has also had an amazing highs and amazing lows. But what really drives this company is the resilience with which they have bounced back. And when I look back, it's important to understand the culture of the company. It is important to understand what makes Suzlon so great. It is the commitment that they make to the farmers. Once a commitment made, they stand by that commitment. through thick and thin, they ensured that they've honored their commitment to the farmers. And that is the culture that Tulsi Tantigaru has built into this great company, Suzlon. You know, you can restructure your balance sheets. You can overcome your difficulties. But what is important is that trust once lost cannot be rebuilt with that ease. As a company, Suzlon has not lost the trust of the farmers, not lost the trust of the people of Andhra Pradesh. And that is why this relationship has ignited all over again. And we are really excited that Girish Bhai has again doubled down on Andhra Pradesh and said, yes, I will make Andhra Pradesh the #1 state in renewable energy. And I'd like to thank him on behalf of the people of Andhra Pradesh for believing in us. If you look at it, in the last 1 year, Andhra Pradesh has made substantive strides. We were the 4th largest addition to renewable energy. For my chief minister, that is not good. I tried to explain to him that between 19 to 24, only 6 megawatts was added. And in 1 year, we added close to about 4.2 gigawatts of renewable energy. But he was very disappointed in all of us. He said Andhra Pradesh should be #1. And that will be the defining moment for us. So for me, Girish Bhai, we need to double down. We need to work together. And for me, Andhra Pradesh has to be #1. I know I'm competing with Rajasthan. I know I'm competing with Gujarat, where there is plenty of land. But look in front of you, there are farmers here. Farmers who understand the power of renewable energy. Farmers who understand the importance of renewable energy. Farmers who understand that renewable energy can create a livelihood for them, for their children. And if you notice, as a district, Anantapuram district, people are very humble, people are very docile, they're very welcoming, and they do not believe that legal litigation is the way forward. They believe that we can sit across the table, resolve our issues. So I would request you to double down on Anantapur and make this your hub and ensure that Andhra Pradesh becomes #1 in renewable energy every year. Girish Bhai, you know, speed of doing business is our hallmark. This idea of speed was given to me by Chandra from Tata Sons. I had an opportunity to drive back with Chandra ji to the airport. As soon as the government changed, he came visiting our Chief Minister. And our Chief Minister has a nice way of coaxing people to volunteering their time for the state. So he was coaxed into being the Vice Chairman to lead the entire economic revolution of the state. And I had the fortune to drive him back. And I asked him, sir, what is your single advice you can give to me for Andhra Pradesh to bounce back? And he said, speed, speed, and only speed. He said, today investments have become thousands of crores, multi-billion dollars. Even a week delay, even a month delay throws the entire business plan out of whack. So it is very important that the state delivers on the promise of speed. State delivers to the entrepreneurs, to all the way up to the big business houses. And that is how the speed of doing business really came about. You know, today the projects that we are undertaking are twofold. One is to add 1.3 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity. And in addition to that, is to also further invest in Uruvakonda to expand the entire production facility of the blades. And I'd like to thank Girish Bhai for his vote of confidence and for his belief in Andhra Pradesh. And both these investments to put together will create direct and indirect jobs of 4,000. And that for me means a lot in the great state of Andhra Pradesh. As Suzlon, as I've said, they've already doubled down on Andhra Pradesh. But what makes it even more exciting is the skill development. You know, I have two hats. One is the India hat, the other is the Bharat hat. My India hat is to attract investment. My Bharat hat is education. And I believe that skills play a very, very important role. While I was interacting with him today, I met two young individuals. I think they're here in the audience, Naresh and Dilip, who are from our state, who are from the two exact opposites of the state. And both of them are working in Andhra Pradesh and working in Suzlon, working in the projects department to ensure that all these projects get executed. Today I had an opportunity to meet the young kids who got trained in Suzlon's Skill Development Center. When I first met the leadership of Suzlon, we asked them to adopt our ITIs. And these ITIs together, we said, you give the curriculum, you give the infrastructure, we will train and you absorb them. What is really exciting to hear is close to 40% of the workforce that is coming from Andhra Pradesh are actually women. That is a very, very powerful contribution that Suzlon is doing to society. So we believe that the entire energy revolution is here, and creating jobs is going to be very, very important. One thing that all of us also should accept is that wind, solar, battery energy storage system and pump storage hydros are going to work together. Because solar will support us during the day when we're in the office. But then when you go back home, the wind needs to kick in. The battery energy storage need to kick in. The entire pump storage projects have to fire up. Because Andhra Pradesh never sleeps. If you look at it year on year, in the last 1 year, the energy demand has gone up by 17%. And this is the only state where we've seen that kind of energy growth. That means more investments have to be made. All of you have heard that Andhra Pradesh is attracting investments across board, ranging from shipbuilding to green molecules to data centers. We are attracting every investment possible. In fact, it is not far from here in Puttaparthi that India is going to manufacture their fighter jets. And if you go down to Nellore, that is exactly where Royal Enfield is putting up their manufacturing facility. LG, Daikin, Blue Star are expanding their entire air conditioning facilities. So we are expanding across sectors, and energy is of course going to be a very, very important growth driver. And not only that, low cost of energy is going to be very, very critical. And that is what I believe that Andhra Pradesh can deliver on. So when I look at this, when I discuss with my team, I believe that energy can be tokenized. And green molecules can actually be created in India. Today, if you look at it, the major challenge for our rupee is because we import a lot of oil. I believe that that substitution should start. And that is where green hydrogen, green molecules will play a very, very important role. And as a state, we believe that Andhra Pradesh can be the Saudi Arabia of clean energy. And we can contribute to this, not only to Andhra Pradesh, not only to India, but to the entire world. That is the bold vision my Chief Minister has. And as all of you know, he's truly a visionary. He doesn't sleep. He doesn't let any one of us sleep. So that is the drive that he has. And I believe that all of us together, all the powerhouses here, I see Tatas, I see Wari, I see Access, and of course, there's Suzlon on the dais. All of you together can create this ecosystem. And I look forward to working with all of you. I offered to Girish Bhai that we'll create an advisory board to bring all the titans of the industries to come together, meet on a monthly basis in Andhra Pradesh, give your advice, thrash out any issues in the state, and I'll ensure that the Energy Secretary will be there. We'll also work on getting the Secretary in the Chief Minister's office, who's responsible for the Energy Department, to also be part of that workforce, so that we can ensure that whatever issues that you have in the field can actually be resolved, and we can deliver on this promise of being number one in renewable energy. As all of you know, we are creating 22 clusters. We have a drone cluster. We have a space cluster. We have a cement cluster. We have a steel cluster. We have a medical devices manufacturing cluster, pharma cluster, ingot wafer manufacturing cluster, air conditioning cluster. Like this, 22 clusters are getting built. And what do I mean by cluster? It's about bringing all the verticals that create the entire manufacturing ecosystem. So let's take shipbuilding as a great example. It takes 360 companies. 360 companies to build a ship. Starting from fire extinguishing, to navigational aids, to lighting, to of course shipbuilding. The entire ecosystem is very, very important. That's what I call the verticals. And horizontal is where my department again comes in, education, where we believe that research ties in very closely. So we are looking at building research capacities across 22 clusters. We are looking at building certification capacities across 22 clusters. And we are also looking forward to actually creating world-class products which are being researched from India and Andhra Pradesh. A great example of that is what we are trying to do in energy. We have IIT Tirupati, and in IIT Tirupati we are creating a center of excellence for energy, where solar, wind, battery energy storage, pump storage, hydro projects and green molecules research will actually happen there. So we believe that energy in isolation, it merely cannot be wind, it merely cannot be solar. I believe that a combined overview is required, a combined research is required, and that is the vision with which we are approaching this subject. And this is the only way we can create jobs and we can sustain it. Because beyond incentives, beyond the PLI scheme, if the robust ecosystem doesn't get created in India, we will not be able to thrive. And I believe Andhra Pradesh has a very strong position across these 22 clusters. And I'll give you an example of how we work. Now today everyone is celebrating Skyroot. Skyroot is India's first space company which has launched in the first attempt a satellite. Today everyone is celebrating. But we as a state bet on Skyroot 6 months back. It was our finance minister, Keshavji, who was there in the cabinet, and he can vouch, where I fought for them. We gave them 300 acres at 5 lakh rupees